feels like literally we were in Daytona just a couple weeks ago for the first round of the FEG Xfinity Series for Sim500. Believe it or not, we have now made it to the last round of the regular season as the flagman waves the checkered flag on practice, and we get ready to set the field and get you ready for the 88-lap event that is coming up here in just moments. From the virtual Daytona International Speedway, it is the final race of the regular season for the FEG Xfinity Series, Daytona. At night, 88 laps, 44 laps, the halfway point, 77 degrees, 57% humidity under partly cloudy skies. Should be an entertaining night tonight as 18 drivers will be in the playoffs at the end of tonight's race, and the rest will be just unfortunately racing each and every week for their spots in the regular season. So either way, should be a pretty entertaining couple of hours of racing here on the Captain Esports Network. Again, I am the Captain. We welcome you in. Here's the point standings. I highlighted the top 20, and I did that. It's not to disrespect anybody, but 21st is actually about 30 points away from 20th, which means they're roughly about 50 or so points from 17. So mathematically, there is a chance for somebody like Joey Jatina and others to make the playoffs. However, realistically, it's pretty much down to 5 guys going for 3 spots. You look down at Doy Woods, you look at Charles Woods, and Ron Holyfield. Those 3 could fall out. Heck, even realistically, Anthony Calantoni could fall out tonight when it's all over with. And I think Scott Simley, E.J. O'Rourke, one of those or 2 of those guys could jump in to the playoffs and knock somebody out. One actually won the race here in Daytona in February. That would be O'Rourke. And the other one, Scott Simley, obviously, I know from his past, obviously can run on these super speedways pretty good. So that is going to be one fierce battle to watch this evening. That other battle is the battle for the Direct Drive CSL Fanatec wheel. Thanks to FEG for giving that away to the person with the most laps run this season. Josh Adams still in a 2-lap lead over Chad Coleman. Charles Woods, Daniel Falkingham is now up in that battle. And then there's about a 30-lap separation down to the Pedro Mojica car. So what's big about that, of course, is that is an all-season deal. That's going to continue on all the way to the end of the season finale at race 26 there in Phoenix. But tonight we do crown the drivers into the playoffs for this season. So it's been a wild 15 races with a lot of surprises in there. Yes, there's been relatively 2 winners the whole entire season when it's all said and done, but that doesn't come with the element of surprise. There's been surprises everywhere throughout the season, from people running well to winners to the way races have been won and that kind of thing. In Daytona tonight, obviously the ultimate wild card. As we get into the playoffs, we could see somebody sneak their way in or somebody go to victory lane that we didn't expect. Just so many different things that are on the line. And, of course, Sunday night racing here on the Captain Esports Network with Sim500, presented by the Ford Entertainment Group PC that specialized in sim racing and sim flight gaming machines with over 3,500 PCs built for sim racers and sim flight pilots. All FEG PCs come with a front-to-back warranty on every part as well as free labor. Everything is covered PC. So you see cars out on track right now, finishing up their qualifying. And one guy I talked to, and he felt really, really confident in the pole, and he's up on it right now, Tyler Dalton. But there is still a couple of people out here that have not ran a qualifying lap that I'm just going to wait to see if they roll out on the track, because they could be a factor in the pole. As a matter of fact, Dalton, with this being the first track that we're coming back to this season, I can actually relate to February, is actually 5/100ths faster than the pole in February that was ran by Tommy Ryan. He ran a 50.59. Tyler Dalton, a 50.54 right now. So he is on the pole. Let's go ahead and throw that up there. Now, I'll explain the P's and everything here in just a few moments as we get the race going. I've got some lettering and stuff that is going to separate some things in the race tonight. So hopefully it'll help you with seeing who's in the playoffs, who's not in the playoffs, and all that sort of thing. So, all right, I don't see many others qualifying right now with 12 seconds to go. So, Tyler Dalton's going to be the pole sitter. It looks like a lot of cars did not qualify, which is kind of shocking here. Only 14 cars going to take the lap of qualifying. It's going to be Tyler Dalton getting out there on the pole for this race. So it's going to make things very interesting. And now, of course, the one lap for everybody to go around the track once and see what pit stall they will have. So, of course, a lot of things happening tonight. I haven't seen the latest update, but I think the Cup race is still on, but not like racing at the moment, I think. If I'm seeing this right. So, obviously, we got that going on as this race is about to begin. So, we'll let the cars roll out here. And so, tonight, you're going to see on the board, you're going to see letters or drivers with letter P's next to their name. The ones with P's, as in Paul, next to their names are in the playoffs. P for playoffs. Remember that. People with the name or with the letter B next to their name will be bubble. Basically, those on the bubble to be in the 18 playoff drivers. So that's how you're going to see it. The ones without any lettering next to them, they have been eliminated from the playoffs and are out here just to try to win this race this evening and go from there. So, all right, grid is set. Let's take you down. And let you see the starting lineups here for round number 16, the final one of the regular season from the virtual Daytona International Speedway. As Tyler Dalton, 50.544 second lap. He'll win the pole alongside Bob Gillenwater there in the 4-car. Jose Gonzalez, Jimmy Coleman, they'll take row number 2. Bobby Wetzel and Charles Woods, the first of the bubble drivers. He starts right there into 6th position. Scott Stenzel, Glenn Campbell in row 5. Row 6, the Daytona winner from February, E.J. O'Rourke and John Mustian Jr. They have the 6th row. All right, looking at row number 7. Sorry, I was trying to fix something real quick. Row 7, Ron Holyfield and Eric Arnold. Row number 8, the top 2 in points, Daniel Falking and Pedro Mojica. They have row number 8. Row 9, Josh Adams, Chad Coleman. Row number 10, Kevin DeBrown and Richard Beasley. For some reason, the cars are rolling off, and I don't see them for some reason. That's kind of weirdness. Oh, there we go. It was like the picture was frozen on my end or something. Let's see. Josh Adams, Chad Coleman, I mentioned them. Kevin DeBrown, Richard Beasley, row number 10. Row number 11, that is where you'll see Chuck Sweeting and Scott Simley. Another bubble driver there. Chuck Sweeting's supposed to have a letter P next to a name. It does. For some reason, he's one of the rare. Chuck's in the playoffs, but for some reason the P's not showing up on his name on the screen. Tommy Ryan, Mike Kelly, they will start in row number 12. Row 13 is where you will see Josh Parker, Joey Jatina, Randy Oakham, Steve Herring, Lance Ripka, Doug Sigmund, Jeff Ryan, and Brian Wortman. Your 32 drivers that are going to start this race this evening. Appreciate everybody watching tonight. Hopefully we'll get a pretty good turnout here as we get ready to go 88 laps. 44 will hit the halfway point. This easily could be a one-stop race. It's one of the shorter races on the season. But it doesn't mean it's not going to be one of the wild ones. As Jose Gonzalez and Lance Ripka did not grid there, so have to keep an eye on that as the green flag is going to wave. Who is in the playoffs? We find out tonight in the Sim500 Xfinity Series. Already you see a couple of those personal comfort cars teaming up top side, the 42 and the 41, Stenzel and O'Rourke. Tyler Dalton bottom side's got Gillenwater in the 54, Jimmy Coleman. I should remind you, last season, or in February, this race started with a caution on lap 3. Cameras tonight presented by TrackCams22.com. You can check them out online on Facebook and in the iRacing forums. One car jumps down to the apron, and Stenzel leads lap 1. Dalton has moved up to the top side. As you see Stenzel move to the bottom. Gillenwater, Charles Woods already. Oh, 41 making a move to the bottom right there in front of Wetzel. As Stenzel leads lap 2. I think you're going to see a lot of patience in this race, especially early. And I say that mainly because you're going to see people saving fuel. Because right now, these cars can go close to 44 laps. And if you haven't figured it out by now, 44 is halfway of 88. So there's bonus points sitting there. And, of course, that pit stop that sits right there at that moment. Outside line starting to kind of fall off a little bit there. You see Brian Macklin jumps up there top side. Ron Holyfield there in the 1. Ron changing that paint scheme up a little bit, trying to get some good luck to him, running the old Morgan McClure Kodak car. Calantoni up there, one of the bubble boys. Of course, he's going to be pretty stressed, I think, when it's all over with this evening. But we'll keep an eye on those guys right now throughout because points, it's not about the win tonight. It's about points, basically. They do not put drivers in through wins. They do it through points, basically. And when you have a points battle within 5, down to 18th, and then it's about a 20-point separation. No stage points and everything, and especially if we get a big wreck, could make things very interesting here as we ride with Charles Woods. See 3 of the 811 call before you did cars lined up top side there. That's the 99 of Tommy Ryan, the 8 of Randy Oakham, the 3 of Jeff Ryan. Those 3 up there top side, about midway back. We've had 2 cars lose the draft, unfortunately, and they're actually teaming up here, trying to keep pace a little bit. Unfortunately, 2 cars here cannot do it. It's those 2 right there, Jimmy Coleman and Jose Gonzalez, have lost the pack. Otherwise, we got 29 cars in the lead draft right now. Not really seeing many aggressive moves right now. People just being patient, not seeing the three wide. I say that as I watch the Hunt brothers car up their top side. Mr. Parker jumps top side there to try to make some moves. Somebody actually predicted that in the pre-race. I forget who told me that. He's like, yeah, I can see Parker going top side. And he's bringing Kevin DeBrown with him. I broadcasted the Super Speedway Series during the offseason here for Sim500 before the Xfinity Series season started. And Kevin DeBrown was one I learned really quickly that will push. And he will push. And he will push. And here he is pushing somebody. He's pretty darn good at it, too. O'Rourke stuck in the sucker hole. And Holyfield, smart move on his part. He's like, I'm out. Bye, boys. I'll be back later. He knows that championship run could end like that with one wreck. Parker got the push, and then Kevin DeBrown says, bye. My turn to lead. Nine laps complete. So we ride with Holyfield in that one car. See some shuffling going on there. Looks like O'Rourke kind of bailing out maybe a little bit. Charles Woods right there in the 40. This is the pressure these guys are feeling, knowing that Bob and Weave going up there in the front as they go single file all of a sudden here. But I was just talking about how a lot of pressure on these drivers right now, because you're looking at a race where something out of your control could take you out and you're not in the playoffs anymore. Where you've worked hard for 15 races to get yourself in there, where the guys with the P next to their name, obviously they're in already. It's those ones with the B, the Charles Woods, the Calantonis, the Ron Holyfield, the Scott Simley, that know one move tonight, either a bad pit stop or a wreck avoidance or being involved in something, ends the season for you. There's Scott Simley in the 12 car, as a matter of fact, one of the bubble drivers with his teammate Mike Kelly there behind him. Look at this. It's kind of interesting. I said during practice, I told a couple of the guys, I said, I wouldn't be surprised if at one point in this race it becomes a single file line. We had it for a short minute there. And this is basically people saving fuel, I think. That's Jatina up top right now. And E.J. O'Rourke, they're like, hey, I don't want this whole single file line. We're going to go work. Already 12 laps in. You see Pedro Mojica there in the 58 following Daniel Falkingham and stuff. And up front, they're not settled here. They're just pushing each other as much as they want here. Parker and Arnold topside. Look at John Mustian Jr., the Raging Cajun, coming to the front. Got to be very careful with the bumping. Now, one thing that I did learn from running a few super speedway races in the last couple of weeks since the update, it seems like they've made the pushing, I don't want to say the word easier, but it seems like there's a little more grip to the push. where before you had to hit them right or they could get turned. Now, it doesn't mean you can't turn them still. You can. So if you've not had a chance to watch me stream racing, which I haven't done much here recently, but my super speedway history, my favorite spot to run at this part in the race is right here. That guy right there, where Brian Wortman sits. And I'll explain why. I explained it to a couple of drivers during practice. Now, the first thing that I'm doing if I'm in Wortman's seat right now is I'm seeing this blinking car. That's kind of scaring me, Jeff Ryan there. But I am looking up at the front of the pack right now, and I am seeing every car. One of the tools that I've learned as I was a courier at one point for FedEx, now I'm a manager for them, but one of the things you're taught is aim high in steering. And what that means is you always want to look out 15 seconds ahead when you're on the highway. Obviously, 15 seconds at 55, you can see miles. 15 seconds here is the back straightaway, or a little close to it. So for me, it's look at the front of the pack. What can I see there? I'm not looking much at the 3 car in front of me. I'm watching the cars out front because if there's a wreck and you look behind me, there's nobody who's going to run me over. So I have full control of my car pretty much in this moment of the race. Where if I'm sitting up, let's go to Glenn Campbell here. If they wreck right here in front, I now have to miss the 9 car, but then also hope that Falkingham and Jatina and those guys behind me don't run me over. So there's a lot less percentage-wise of a car running you over and something taking you out that's not in your control. And it's one that obviously people think it's boring. People think it's not racing, whatever. As Mustian goes to the front there in the 98. But to me, to get to lap 88, you got to make it to lap 88. So do what you got to do. I always like to explain that so people understand it. Mustian with help from O'Rourke up there. And look at Eric. Hey, Arnold going to the front. So if you ever hear me get mad at somebody for saying, dude, stop looking at the car in front of you or stop looking past or actually start looking past your front end or something, that's kind of the reference I'm meaning. Look far out. Stop looking at the nose in front of you. Ooh. What happened there? That car just jumped out of line randomly. 84 at Calantoni. That was kind of weird. Did he spill his drink or something or a Hot Pocket? All right, 17 laps in. I'm going to step away for just a quick second. We'll come back and lead you all the way up to the halfway point at lap 44 as you're watching the FEG Xfinity Series, the Sim500 League here on the Captain Esports Network.
This is your chance to get behind the wheel. The opportunity to race just like the pros. From the grassroots levels, where we all got our start, to the most popular race cars on the planet. From the fairgrounds of Nashville to the high banks of Daytona, to tracks that will never be forgotten. Realistic driving, intense competition, all from the comfort of your own home. This is the ultimate motorsports simulation. This is iRacing.
Back we are at the virtual Daytona International Speedway. Looking out here from the seats of end towards turn 1 of the world's center of racing. What it's like to be a fan watching. And down the back straightaway there across Lake Lloyd. This is actually one of the sides I've never sat on at Daytona. I've always been on the turn 4 side of the track. See one car falling out of line up there at the top side. think that's Parker up there. Just kind of going off my ticker, maybe guessing who that is from here. Right there, Pedro Mojica, Charles Woods in the 40. As those guys battle for position. John Mushton up there in the front leading right now. As they are single file here at lap 20. So you see the two personal comfort cars there running third and fourth. Brian Macklin there fifth. Bob Gillenwater, Tyler Dalton. Those guys looking to be a part of this. That outside line starting to form up. Kevin DeBrown, the pusher as I like to call him on these tracks. Getting up there behind the 81. He's going to push him back to the front. It's exactly what he likes to do. Then you see the 42 up there pushing, or being pushed, I should say, by Kevin DeBrown. You see Charles Woods now in that 40 car. He is catching that draft on the outside. You saw Parker. He was getting pushed by the 93 at first, but he actually jumped down to the bottom side there and is settling down. So is Kevin now. He's going to settle down. They're going to leave the – well, never mind. They're going to just play a game of chess here apparently. But that's what this kind of racing's about at Daytona. I'm sorry about that. Stenzel, Mushton up there in the front, as I mentioned. But they just, I guess each of them want to lead. Nothing wrong with this as they battle it out. The 81 of Parker back there with Stenzel giving him the push. You got Eric Arnold inside with Charles Woods. Kevin DeBrown is settled down there for a second. He's got E.J. O'Rourke there with him, Brian Macklin. And then from there, it's just a trip up I-95 in Florida right now. Or I-4, wherever you seem to be coming from if you're in Florida. For me, it was always I-95 when I was growing up. I'm a little nervous for Charles Woods right now, and I say that because you got these four cars here that are being kind of aggressive. Charles is on the bubble right now, which I should mention, by the way, Doy Woods, not here tonight. So with Doy being out, that means there's one spot going to be opened up tonight. So either Scott Simley or E.J. O'Rourke is going to be in the playoffs tonight. That's one thing I should mention with that notice. So Charles Woods sitting up here in the 5th position right now. Probably nervously driving right now, I would say. So as I mentioned, 25 laps in, we're looking at a situation here to where halfway is lap 44. And just like if you're a fan of stage racing and that kind of thing, they kind of treat it like a stage, but it's more of halfway. Oh, 44 into the wall with all fucking Am's in it too. Pedro Mojica, Jatina, and here comes the caution. Scott Simley involved. That's going to be big. Anthony Calantoni also involved. 2 playoff drivers potentially. And a 39 with nose damage. He might be in trouble. So 2 of the winning drivers on the season have just wrecked, and 2 of the bubble drivers have just wrecked in this race. Lap 25, it breaks out. And let's show the replay here. It's going to start with the 44. It looks like, I don't know if he gets tapped from behind or what here. Glenn Campbell, there he is. Everybody, okay, there's a little bit of a checkup. Glenn gets out and he gets bumped by the 39. Gets loose and then into it. Jatina slides in. There's Pedro. Simley into Calantoni. Mike Kelly's in it. Josh Adams sneaks through. Doug Spigon's like, excuse me, pardon me. Blew that Steve Herring there in that other 98 car you're seeing there. So this is big when it comes to the playoffs of Scott Simley and Calantoni. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that as the leaders all going to come to pit road here. I would expect this to be maybe 2 tires and fuel. Might see some fuel only. No, I'm seeing 4 tires on everybody. Race off pit road. Macklin. There were some 2 tires in here. I think Mustian went 4. Arnold went 4. So drama right now. Look down pit road. The modified of Scott Simley there in the 12. That thing is damaged. Now, Scott was already outside the bubble at this point. Let's, as a matter of fact, while we're under caution, let's do this. Let's pull up the points real quick. And look down there at the bottom. The top 20, as I said, you see Doy Woods. You can cross his name off because he's not here tonight. He had 23 points on Simley and all those guys. So you can pretty much say he's out. So now you've got Calantoni, who's up here in 15th. He has 30 points to the bubble to spare, and right now Calantoni is on pit road in 26th. He might be okay. It's going to be very tight now for him. Holyfield survived that wreck. E.J. O'Rourke survived that wreck. Charles Wood survived that wreck. And if you count, it's really 4 spots between 6 people. So, going to be very tight for that 18th and final position in the playoffs. Ooh, let's talk to one of our bubble drivers real quick. Hey, Ron, you got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Ron, I'm running right now for you in the 12th position. You were kind of hanging out there mid-pack for a few minutes, and then they started getting 3 wide, and you kind of were like, nope, I ain't playing this game here tonight. And but you've been one of those bubble people. Couple just got caught up in that wreck a little bit. So still, what's the pressure like right now in the old Kodak throwback?
Well, I'm just riding. I pulled off so I could let Daniel by. I didn't want him behind me, and that's probably good strategy. Seeing what happened, but yeah, I just barely dodged that wreck. I tell you, it was pretty close. It gets you blood pumping for sure.
All right, buddy. Were you getting ready to go back?
I'm an old guy,
Come on, Errol. We're all middle-aged. Look at us. We're playing a freaking simulator, for God's sakes.
Hey, man, it's fun, though. I'm going to tell you, it's fun.
Hey, you're doing a great job, man. Best of luck to you, and maybe we'll be talking after the race or something.
Yeah, maybe I'll win it.
Hey, that sounds good to me. Hey,
I'm in Sterling's car,
I was
so
gonna
maybe
say,
I can win.
Go put that Kodak car in victory lane again. What, 91, 94, 95? I mean, there's so many.
Yeah.
So there you go. Go have fun, bud.
Thanks, bud.
All right. Ron Holyfield there. Yeah, the Morgan McClure years of Daytona 500s when Ernie Irvan won in 91, and then they had the special muffler package, if you will, that they brought to Daytona. They had the different sound to it, and Sterling Marlin won 2 years in a row. All right, lap number 29. Let's turn it up. All right, just to update on the playoff situation right now, Scott Simley has taken his car behind the wall and is right now 31st out of 31 drivers that have started. So right now, Scott Simley, I am 99.9% sure that he will not make the playoffs. Unfortunately, this season, he'll be eliminated out. Also, Anthony Calantoni, 26th position. He has lost the draft right now and has fallen off. So that could be another big situation right now. He's already 2 laps down in 26. So this could be the spot where E.J. O'Rourke is going to be the guy to watch now in the 6th position, right there in that 41 car. He won this Daytona race in February. And with Daniel Falkingham and Pedro Mojica behind the wall, that right there is 12 out of 15 races won in this series. So we have a chance at a new win there. Easy, Macklin. That almost got tight. As O'Rourke and Kevin DeBrown, the pusher, up the middle. Bobby Wetzel there in that 9 car up the middle. Speedy Gonzalez in the 26. These guys know there's like 10 laps to halfway, right? Joey Jatina in the modified coming back off pit road. Great Daytona racing, as always, in this FEG Xfinity Series, which, of course, is the Ford Entertainment Group, and they are the sponsor of the series. They specialize in sim racing and sim flight gaming machines with over 3,500 PCs. No, not 4 wide. Oh, Muschin's in the wall. More contact line into the wall. There goes the 81 into Tyler Dalton. This is going to be big. Actually, not as big as I thought. Four wide. Right there. There's the contact. There wasn't room for it. 9 gets into the 81, who clobbers the 19. And everybody else, a great job of checking up. I thought that was going to be huge. Now, real quickly to finish my read, rude of them to interrupt me with that caution. Ford Entertainment Group specialized in 3,500 PCs built for sim racers and SimFly pilots. All FEG PCs come with front to back warranty on every part, as well as free labor. Everything is covered. PC. There. Now, I talked a little bit ago, again, why I'm kind of bringing myself in this a little bit about my strategy of racing when it comes to super speedways and why I think where I like to be is the most comfortable for me. So I used Brian Wortman as my example earlier, and here he is back here in the last car in line. Let's watch the wreck. See, Brian's already on the binders. He knows the wreck's coming. So now everybody's wrecking or whatever. You got one car wrecking, everybody's scattered. You never know what might happen. You just go to the bottom, slow your car down, stop, and you have full control everywhere right now. Again, yeah, it's boring grind in the back, 100%. Don't disagree one bit. So now how the pit stop's going to work here. Let's see. Leaders all coming in. They do have 3 sets of tires to work with. I'm thinking you're going to see everybody top off here. That's exactly what we're seeing. Looks like O'Rourke, Gonzalez. O'Rourke tried the old stop move. That's interesting. I guess Kevin didn't want to be the leader off pit road. Is that what that was about? All right, let's go grab another driver who's on the bubble right now and see how they're feeling. And one I have not had a chance to talk to all season, and I don't even know if he's in chat. Let me see if I can find him. No, he's not even in here, so I can't talk to him. I was going to talk to Charles Woods. Anybody else on the bubble in here? Calentone, no, most of our bubble people are gone, so. Actually, here's what we'll do. We'll step away for a quick second, get another commercial out of the way. We'll come back and get us some more green flag racing. We're 8 laps to halfway in the FEG Xfinity Series Sim500 on a Sunday night on the Captain Esports Network.
This is the world's premier online racing simulation. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat from your home computer with the most realistic online motorsports experience you'll find anywhere. Race virtually in the world's biggest events with officially licensed series, cars, and tracks. From the high banks of Daytona to the blistering speeds of Indianapolis, the dirt of Eldora to the world's most legendary road courses. It's all here, and with more than 180,000 people just like you already driving, you'll always have someone to race. Ready to get behind the wheel? Sign up at iRacing.com to get started.
All right, pace car lights are out. We're going to double up here. I guess I better be changing my password on YouTube now again. All right, so we're going to come back to the green here. We got the bonus points on the line in 7 laps, so the racing, I think, is really going to pick up here. And the first question, obviously, you got to ask, if you're one of those bubble drivers, do you get up in here and try to get the bonus points Or do you say, you know what, I'm risking the bonus points to just get the points at the finish? What is more important? Damn it. Off my screen. Apologize for all that you're seeing, guys. You get these hacks out there or whatever that cause issues. So here we go. Green flag out. And right away, Kevin DeBrown into the lead with O'Rourke. Gonzalez, there's Ron Holyfield up there in the one car. That's one of those bubble drivers. He wants to get as much as he can get right now. O'Rourke leading that one by inches, literally. So after our last accident there, Tyler Dalton is taking his car behind the wall. Josh Parker's still out there on track. And John Mustian Jr. is still out on track, I believe. And on the lead lap. As a matter of fact, John is, 16th position. So I saw Holyfield bail out again. So obviously Ron's like, nope, I'm more here for the ladder. You'll gain more points at the end of this race than you will at the beginning. Or at the middle part, I should say. I can't say I disagree with that move. How about this guy up here, 7th position right now, Doug Sigmund. The old Kevin Harvick 2003 throwback here. He's run all season long. Chuck Sweeting, Josh Adams, Jimmy Coleman there in the 54. Jimmy actually caught a piece of that last wreck there as the Josh Parker car came off the wall there. It looks like he must not have been too damaged. There's Charles Woods coming up in that 40 car, getting pushed by Eric Arnold. Three wide up the middle. Who's that? Oh, here comes Mustian. He's like, I want that lead back. As Stenzel going to take topside there. Those two personal comfort cars have done a great job tonight, just kind of hanging there. Bobby Wetzel still hanging strong. .31 Eric Arnold there on his outside. So we come to 2 laps to go here in this, to the halfway bonus. O'Rourke with help from Brian Macklin down there in the bottom side. Macklin, if I remember correctly, back in February was having a good run, got involved in an accident in that race. That 30 car knows what he's doing out there. Bob Gillenwater doing a great job there in the 4 car, trying to get himself a win this season. All right, here we go. Lap number 44 this time by. Halfway bonus points on the line. And look at this. This is actually, some reason O'Rourke's name did not get highlighted. He is actually one of the bubble drivers. And right now, looks like would be the driver that's going to take over for Doy Woods. And if he get these 10 bonus points, I mean, he is all but set to be in the playoffs. And look at that, gets the push from Macklin off turn 4. Macklin's going to make a move for it, though. As they come to the start-finish line, going to be tight. O'Rourke is going to get the 10 points by about a tenth, I think. I'm going to have to get a replay of that. Either way, he's going to get 10 or 9. Let's see if I can... Oh, now they're going to go 3 wide up here. See if we can jump back to it real quickly. Oh, yeah, O'Rourke by inches in that one. Wow. Now, of course, we're 2 weeks away from the round, the first round of the playoffs start. Next week, we'll take 4th of July weekend off. And then be back in the first round of the playoffs, which, going back to get that reminder to myself of where it's going to be in the playoffs, it is Atlanta Motor Speedway. Atlanta Motor Speedway, and it will be 2 weeks away. I think they're praying for the new track to be out, but we shall see. So we've definitely seen our share of aggression up here in the front. We've seen the drivers that are trying to keep themselves out front throughout this race. Oh, Kevin shutting it nose on Stenzel there. Question is, can these guys hold on for about 40 laps, 42 laps? Pit window's now open, so anybody could pit at this point and make it the rest of the way on fuel minus the green-white checkers. So that's going to be something coming to mind. Last time they pitted was at the green flag there, lap 35. So we're still looking at about 10 laps to go before final pit stops, if we needed them. And they're like a little too close for comfort in my books. But hey, they're the ones racing. I'm just calling the race. Jose Gonzalez here, the 26 car. I think he's perfectly content riding right here. He's got Richard Beasley and Charles Woods there behind him. There's Beasley right there, 10 car going topside, Charlie. Beasley actually a former Super Speedway king in this Sim500 series. So he knows how to get it done on these tracks. definitely feel the tense racing going on out here. Those trying to, like I said, jump into the playoffs. Those who are trying to jump out. Those who are trying to ride in the back here to potentially win this race later on. Like I said, here's the Virginia811.com, the call before you dig team. These guys with Unacceptable Racing. I've been around these guys for so long, I still can't remember the team name. It's kind of weird. But those three right there, Jeff Ryan, Randy Oakham, and Tommy Ryan, they're just kind of hanging out in the back. Tommy, I've announced 2 Daytona wins for him in a previous league, so I know he knows how to get it done here. They're going to be coming up on Tyler Dalton, the pole sitter, who unfortunately suffered some damage there in that last accident. I'm sure Tyler's going to run the fence and allow those cars to sneak by the inside here. We'll see if he's able to hold on. Yeah, how about the Colemans back here? Non-related Colemans. Jimmy and Chad. Jimmy calls himself the better Coleman. I have not had a chance to get a comment from Chad on that. According to the points this season, Chad's actually been a better Coleman, but that's another story for another day. .36 laps to go here in Daytona in the Sim500 FEG Xfinity Series. And what has become a 2-tier type race. We have the drivers up front here that are the Black Friday shoppers that as soon as the doors open, they go rushing in. And then the second tier of trucks back here are cars that are just going to wait till the next day to go in and do some shopping later in the week. So all 23 cars that are on the lead lap are still in the pack. For the most part. Brian Wortman's holding on by a thread. Wortman's way back there. He's actually trying to help Joey Jatina out. What kind of person Brian is, I don't even know if Brian knows that Joey's driving a modified right now. So a couple more lap cars here. Anthony Calantoni and Josh Parker going a lap down. So for my research and my numbers, I think we're pretty set now on the playoffs. Just from doing the math in my head, which again, I grew up about 100 miles south of this racetrack right here. So growing up a Floridian, my math is not that trustworthy. So, as I think about this through right now, Doy Woods didn't start the race, so he's going to be out because of just not scoring any points tonight. And then, unfortunately, you have Scott Simley, who's going to finish last in this race. So, if you take out those two guys, it's Kevin DeBrown about just wrecked in the tri-oval. If you take out those two people, that fills your 4 spots. So, you're a little squirrely there, boys. So if that's the case, that means you're likely got Holyfield, O'Rourke, Charles Woods, and I said O'Rourke already. O'Rourke, Woods, Holyfield, and Calantoni will be your 4 drivers in the playoffs, along with the other 14 drivers. 18 make the round in the first one. I definitely am very curious and do like, forgive me for a second, I'm about to sneeze. Apologies for that. Unfortunately, I'm just about 100%, but still healing from the whole COVID thing. These three here, what they're doing, I'm a big fan of. Because they're working together right now. You got a lot of these cars. Some have teammates or whatever, but these three, as Josh Parker just beelines it to the pit road, these three are running together like teammates, and they're literally waiting for later in this race, and they're going to pounce. Kind of like the Colleague cars when they're out there in the Xfinity series, kind of race the same way. All right, so while the racing is calm here for a minute, let's do my usual recap. Jump over to the website, Sim500.com, which, by the way, you can check out if you want to see what's going on in the league, which I can tell you there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in the league because they race every night. Let's start with tomorrow night's North Carolina 811.org Cup Series. They will be racing, actually off this week, I'm sorry. Daniel Falkingham won at Nashville Monday night. And they are off for their summer break and 4th of July. They'll return at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, and that will be coming up on July 11th. Will be that next race, so they're taking 2 weeks off tomorrow night and next Monday night in the Cup Series. The brand new Race City Sports Memorabilia Super Speedway iRacing League. Justin Fuller winning at Talladega last week. They'll return back to Daytona in the, I think that's the next gen car. That will be a 60-lapper coming up on Tuesday of next week. Should be a pretty good one there. And then Wednesday night's Trans Service Truck Series. They are at Talladega coming up to Wednesday night. Daniel Falkingham won at Nashville on Wednesday last week, so. But again, at Talladega coming up here on Wednesday night for that series. Midnight Thunder is complete. Dustin German winning at Daytona. Congratulations to him. And as I take a quick peek, championship, Chad Coleman. How about that? The Georgia driver winning himself a championship. He wins it by 63 over Tyler Dalton. So congratulations, Mr. Coleman, on the championship there. And then that leads us to Sunday night. There's the throwback series, but they're on break right now. Finished up their season a couple weeks ago. So you can check out all that information. You can get rules, the history of the league, and so much more at Sim500.com. Make sure you check out their website right now. So Scott Simley, or not Scott Simley, but Scott Stenzel, just getting lapped. I did not see what happened to the 42. I'm going to have to go back and look. I must have missed something when I was going through the standings there. But he's trying to catch the pack here. Yeah, I must have missed something with Stenzel. All right, so Stenzel made a pit stop actually back at lap 56. I did not catch that, so my apologies there, and I'll do better next time. 27 laps to go. Look at Eric Arnold trying to get himself a win up there in the Terry Labonte throwback. So we hit 26 laps to go. One last pit stop going to be coming, I would say, in the next 10 to 15 laps, unless cars decide to pit early, which could happen. You could see one of the team name groups come together. You could see a Sim500 Mafia group maybe come together and pit as one. And you never know when that might come. So obviously Daniel Falkingham is still in this. He's in the lead pack. He's in the 20th position. He does got a little bit of front end damage. But there's the gentleman who's going to go into the playoffs as the #1 seed. With his 11 wins on the season. He does have that nose damage. Pedro Mojica, on the other hand, is taking his car behind the wall. So we still have 3 cars on the track that did win a race this season so far. But that doesn't mean we couldn't have a new winner. As you see right now, O'Rourke, who won the Daytona race in February, he leads. And your only other winner this season outside of Daniel, Pedro, and Mr. O'Rourke is this guy back here in 12th, Josh Adams, who won at Phoenix. So we shall see. Lead pack of about 5, make that 9 cars, all kind of stretching out a little bit here now. I'm kind of curious of like what some of the conversations that are going on in these channels right now are, as they all sit single file back behind them, and these 9 drivers are passing each other, bumping each other through the packs and stuff. Randy Oakham ran the fastest lap of the race just now, 46.83, so obviously that pull in the draft when you're back a little bit will help you get the speed you need to stay in. And you see Beasley now to the front. And they're just swapping out the lead every lap pretty much. But as I've always said, in order to finish first, you got to first finish. And we are 22 laps away from the finish of this Ford Entertainment Group Xfinity Series here from Sim500. Appreciate you joining us tonight on the Captain Esports Network, or if you're watching on the Sim500 Facebook page or over on Twitch or Facebook of the Captains. Appreciate you joining us tonight. If you've enjoyed the race tonight, you can always hit that subscribe button on our channel, on any of the channels that you see us on right now. There's your Trans-Service Truck Series champion, Chad Coleman. Chad going to be in the playoffs, so good for him, obviously. And who knows, might see him get up there and sneak a playoff win out or get himself a championship when it's over with. So one of the downfalls of the strategy I've talked about a little bit about riding in the back is this right here. You got 2 damaged cars now between the last car in line and Brian Wortman, and now Wortman's stuck behind them. And as you see, he's starting to lose the pack now. So it's an unfortunate situation there for the 74. I'm sure he's going to be disappointed. But the only thing he can do is get in line and just try to push them up there. And when they all have aerodynamic deficiencies, very hard to do. 19 laps to go. Well, I'm starting to see one of those unacceptable guys coming to the front there. That is... Trying to see which car. Is it the 80 Yoakum? Yep, Randy Yoakum there. So now he's starting to poke his nose in here. So the racing, I think, every lap is starting to slowly pump up a notch. Especially as we get close to the pit stops, which are going to be here probably in the next 5 laps. As a matter of fact, some of the cars in the back have already come to pit road now. Wortman, Jatina, and Tyler Dalton are on pit road. So those 3 cars that were at the back are on pit road right now. And it looks like 2 tires for Wortman. And more of the same, it looks like Jatina and Dalton for 2 tires. I think that's going to be the way to go. Well, then again, yeah, short distance, short fill the car. You're only going to need maybe 50%. 1 can of fuel will get you to the finish. So 1 can of fuel, probably left side tires, will get you there. As Falkingham pits from 21st, and you're probably like, wait, lefts? Why? And it's simple. Believe it or not, the pit crew obviously takes rights. They have to cross back over the car after they're done with the tires, and if they're done with fuel already by then, you're wasting 2 or 3 seconds waiting for your crew to get across the car, where if you take lefts, as soon as they drop the jack, you can be gone. Daniel Falkingham on pit road, an extended stay over 30 seconds, so I'm not sure if he was speeding or if he's taking his car behind the wall as they put the lap on Jatina there. As unfortunately Joey came out there kind of by himself there and all alone. Chad Coleman rides 16th position right now. Oh, look at this run. Everybody checks up on that inside lane as they're getting ready to pit probably. You get a little bit of that toe off that draft. Racing starting to ramp up, like I said, every lap. Nobody diving off yet. See 35 and 35, obviously 70. You can go about a max of 43 to 44. So 74 right now, so you're at 39 laps. So I would say relatively quickly here, we better be on pit road. Bobby Wetzel leading up there with Kevin DeBrown, Eric Arnold, Richard Beasley, John Mustian. Says your top 5, but of course they're all side by side right now, so it's kind of hard to say who the actual top 5 is. as they put Stenzel another lap down. And right now, you're only going to need probably 4 or 5, maybe 6 gallons of fuel. That's it to get to the finish, especially if they run this tank out. Oh, Wetzel slid up, left the door open for Arnold. That killed the momentum of the outside lane. Forgive me, here it comes. I'm turning the microphones on for the crews, so be aware there could be some language here.
Hi.
But we're going to listen to what the drivers are saying and see if we hear when the pit stops get called.
Daniel Falkingham to the top, please. Daniel Falkingham to the top.
There's Kevin Brown telling Daniel, stay high, please. Simple communication that you'll hear sometimes.
Watch out for a single power line.
Pitting.
Somebody just yelled pitting. That might have been the voice of Chad Coleman.
Pitting.
Oh, late calls to pit road here. Here we go. Looks like a lot of the team name guys I'm seeing here. Don't hit each other. Macklin driving through pit stalls not to get hit.
.31 pitting this lap. Pitting in.
Should be 2 tires and fuel, I would think, for everybody here.
57 pitting.
Heads up, we're on pitting this time.
And now they got to get single file, get up to speed really quickly.
9 pitting.
Here.
This should be the rest of the leaders, I'm thinking. Yep. Mad scramble. Oh, 9 car almost caught the inside wall. That would not have been good. Ah, my camera's changed. Now here comes everybody scrambling off pit road. So where are they going to blend in? Here comes that pack that just pitted.
Get lined up, guys. They don't do this no freaking good being too wide on the freaking apron.
Come on, Doug, I'll wait for you.
I mean, that's some stupid shit right there.
Oh, there you go. There's a word for you. I warned you about the adult language. Oh, who's that blended up there too quick? That might have been... Okay, that was the 22 is who that was. Steve Herring, it looked like, might have blended. He might have a penalty coming from iRacing for blending before that purple line. But as you see, that front pack has gone to the front. The first group to pit. But now the race is really started because pit stops are done. And now it comes down to who wants to win the Daytona night race here in the FEG Xfinity Series. There's your top 6 who have broken away. Chuck Sweeting leads his second pack of Josh Adams and John Mustian. Then you got another pack of about 5 or 6 cars here as they try to catch up. Everybody's going to try to stay single file to try to get the suck off the other packs. It's about 1.8 from Mustian to Arnold. It's about Trying to see this right. About 1 point. It's 1.8 from Sweeting to, or from Adams to Muschin. Sorry, and then it's back. Oh, never mind. They caught that pack quick. I was about to say, what's the separation first and second pack? But yeah, anyways, Adams 46.68, fastest lap there. But the first two packs have already come together. So now it's just that separation between Muschin and Arnold. So these guys got to get the pushing. If you can get to about 1.5 seconds, you are in the draft of the car in front of you. Ooh, that got tight there with Stenzel. Six laps to go. Arnold got it down to 1.7. Look at that. They were a second faster the last time by. Bob Gyllenhaal, unfortunately, falling off the pack. Bob had a speeding penalty. 47 seconds on pit road or in a stall. That is a speeding penalty. And look at that toe of that second pack. They are coming right in. Look at that, 7/10 quicker that time. So, and look as E.J. O'Rourke goes to the front. Okay, is he going to pull the broom out at Daytona? So Herring did not get a penalty, by the way, for that blend, so great job on his part. Four laps to go. You got about 14 cars in this pack. Jeff Ryan is the blinking car at the back. Ooh, O'Rourke got a little loose there. Second car in line inside. They're starting to move around here. Here comes Muschin topside with Eric Arnold. Three laps to go in Daytona. Business is here. Oh, Muschin got a little loose. He don't on 9 into the 98, gets turned into the 31. And hello, green-white checker number 1. Let's roll the beautiful bean footage and what happened there. I saw it looked like Muschin made a little adjustment off the wall as he thought he was going to hit it, maybe. And I saw that was Tommy Ryan. That was the 99 there. Let's see here. Jimmy Coleman there, middle. You see Muschin slides up a little bit. Wow, that back end actually comes around a little bit there. Gets into the 54. So at that point, he's swatting flies. Eric Arnold comes down, and they get into the 99 into the 98 who gets turned. So it looks like just a chain of events here. Chuck Sweeting's going to get a piece of it. Bob Gillenwater there. Trying to, he got a piece of it. I was going to say maybe he could get the lucky dog, but he just got in that wreck there. So let's, we'll back it up. Let's go on board with the 98 here of Mustian. John in the 11th position right now. Yeah, right there you see the back end get loose. And caution comes out. All right, and that's going to set up. Wait, this is final lap. Did they not do green, white checkers tonight? Well, if I'm seeing this correct, that would mean Brian Macklin's going to victory lane. Yeah, white flag's out, so this is the final lap. So obviously by mistake it looks like maybe that the green, white checkers were not flipped on. It's an easy mistake to make. When you're putting up a race session, I'm one that could preach this. It is so easy to make one small mistake. Yeah, checkered flag. There it is. Final lap is here, and they come to the line. Brian Macklin is going to be the 5th winner this season as he scores the victory in Daytona, with Kevin DeBrown going to be 2nd. E.J. O'Rourke backs up his win with a 3rd-place finish, and he will officially, I believe, go into the playoffs. I'm not going to make it official until it's official. Chad Coleman, Josh Adams be your top 5 as they're playing bumper cars now. And unofficially, I'm seeing that Ron Holyfield will be in, Charles Woods will be in, and I believe Anthony Calantoni should be in. I'm sure there's going to be some disappointed drivers, but like I said, mistakes happen easily. When it comes to admitting, I've done so many mistakes myself. I've had times where I've actually put up like 3 or 4 sessions because I've messed up so many times at once. So I know the feeling of all that. So it's definitely an unfortunate situation there that I know no one meant harm, but it is what it is. Brian Macklin wins it over Kevin DeBrown, E.J. O'Rourke, Chad Coleman, Josh Adams ends up with a top 5. So actually Coleman and Adams square off when it comes to the battle for the wheel, the CSL Direct Drive wheel, the Fanatec presented by FEG. They will stay 2 laps separation. Bobby Wetzel finishes 6th. Jose Gonzalez, Jimmy Coleman 8th. Richard Beasley and John Mustian Jr. 10th. Chuck Sweeting, Eric Arnold, Ron Holyfield, Jeff Ryan, Steve Herring finishes 15th. Randy Oakham, Charles Woods, and Doug Sigmund finishing in the 18th position. Brian Wortman, 19th. Tommy Ryan, 20th. Daniel Falkingham, 21st. Bob Gillenwater, Joey Jatina, Scott Stenzel, Tyler Dalton, Josh Parker, Anthony Calantoni, and Pedro Mojica finishing in the 28th position. 29th through 31st, Glenn Campbell, Scott Simley, Mike Kelly, and Ripka, unfortunately, did not start the race this evening. So, all righty then. Interesting twist there to the end of this shindig. And let's talk to our 3rd-place driver, the personal comfort number 41 of E.J. O'Rourke. Let's go ahead and throw the good news out there. I'm pretty darn sure, even though I'm a Floridian by heart, I'm not the best at math, but you are probably in the playoffs.
Well, that'd be great, Chris. This personal comfort Chevy Camaro was really fast tonight. You know, if this doesn't make you want to buy a personal comfort bed, I don't know what will, man. This is a better number bed, a better price. This 41 car was fast tonight.
Yeah, you were definitely not sleeping on the field tonight. You were up there battling. I got to ask, how was the racing up there? I kind of compared it to Christmas shopping a little bit ago. It was like there was about 5 or 6 of you that just wouldn't give it up the lead. And then there was the rest of the field just single file.
Yeah, I tell you what, my teammate up there, personal comfort teammate Scott Stencil, who's also the part owner of the personal comfort company, was doing real fast tonight. Him and I led a bunch of laps. Macklin also in the Navy Toyota up there. So 3 of us were controlling the race really, and unfortunately Scott got taken out, but it happens sometimes.
Absolutely, my man. Well, hey, great job. Congratulations on, like I said, I'm 99% sure you're in the playoffs. So congratulations on that. And shout out to whoever you like to, bud.
Appreciate it, Chris. Yeah, I got to give a shout out to Scott Stencil and everyone here at Personal Comfort. Right now there's a sale going on for July 4th, which ends on Monday. So you get 129 free trial, free returns, and you get a 25-year limited warranty, which is industry leading. So make sure you check out personalcomfortbed.com.
There you go. That's a pretty good deal, I'd say. So great job to EJ. Great job, Scott Stencil and team. Great effort there, finishing third tonight. First and third at Daytona. Not too bad for an average this season.
Appreciate it, Chris. Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys for broadcasting too.
Absolutely, brother. Be safe. Brian and EJ O'Rourke finishing in the third position. The runner-up tonight, the pusher, as I like to call him now in these kind of tracks, Kevin DeBrown. Kevin finishing in the second position. Kevin, I'm sure there's a little disappointment there not being able to run this thing out, but still able to help out Mr. Macklin there and push yourself up to a second-place finish.
Yeah, definitely. It sucks that it was a pretty wet checkers. I feel bad for Stenzel when I got into him and he hit the wall pretty hard. I felt so bad.
Well, that answers my question. I had no clue what happened. I come back a few laps later. I'm like, why is Stenzel getting lapped? But now that answers my question.
Yeah, he asked me over the driver's chat, and it was like, all right, now I've been pushing all race. You better give me good pushes. I was like, okay, I got you. And as soon as I push him,
too good of a push.
Head onto the wall.
Well, I hate when that happens. That's unfortunate. But, hey, great run. I know you've been kind of up and down a little bit here in the middle part of the season, but I know you were starting to get a stretch of top threes here. Another one at Daytona, and you go into the playoffs now in Atlanta. So I'm sure you're ready to roll.
Oh yeah, definitely. Got a chip on my shoulder. Last season we finished second to Daniel in the championship. So hopefully this season, I don't know. He's been on his roll. So hopefully someone can wreck him and we can win.
I think they call that best in class. Well, great job tonight, Kev. Shout out to her, like you, bud.
Yeah, Chris Caboo painting the beautiful paint scheme, Racing Pride. You've put on a beautiful broadcast. Can't wait to watch it. Sim500, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
And also should mention Pride Month. So there you go. Nice job, Kevin. Absolutely, buddy.
Thanks, man.
You too. Kevin DeBrown finishing second, and now the winner. Welcome to victory lane to Brian Macklin, the 5th winner of the season here in that 30 car. Hey, we'll take him however we can get him, right?
Yeah, that was interesting. I hate that we didn't get the green white checker to actually get to race it out. That's always a lot of fun, but like you said, we'll take them however we can get them, and they're hard to come by in this league. A lot of really good drivers, so I'm excited to get it.
Absolutely, and we saw, I guess, a little bit of up and down out of you tonight. You were up front there the beginning of the race, maybe middle, kind of not so much front pack, but then towards the end, you stuck your nose right up in there with those other cars and went to battle there. And then obviously you guys made that pit stop on the lap before. You guys were the first group to come to pit road, and it just seemed like to help you out, even though there was a little bit of fighting going on, it looked like.
Yeah, plate racing is all about patience. You have to be there at lap 88 if you want to have a shot to win. You can go up there and be crazy and race really aggressive at the beginning, and then, like you saw with a lot of the guys that got wrecked out, your race ends very quickly.
Right.
And I like to get up there and race and have fun, but I also realize that the end game is to try to get that checkered flag. So I usually do play for a little while because I just like to know what the car is going to do and what kind of moves I can make, and then I relax.
Well, hey, it worked out for you tonight, man. Congratulations. Great effort getting that 30 car to victory lane this evening, and your first win of the season. And I know it's been kind of a limited number of starts, but I know it's got to make you proud. And good to see you there at victory lane, and shout out to whoever you like to.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to thank you for doing the broadcast. It's awesome to get to go back. Let me put my words together and watch these races. I got to thank all the sponsors here at Sim500 because without them, this wouldn't be possible. And I got to thank the American Lung Association. That's a very near and dear cause to my family. And anytime I can give them a good run, it makes me feel pretty good. So, and got to thank my teammates. Hey, I hate that Scott had problems tonight, but working with him and EJ was a lot of fun tonight. We controlled this race pretty well, I think. And it's a shame we couldn't get a 1-2-3 out of it.
Well, great job tonight, man. Congratulations on the win. Go celebrate with the friends and teams there, and enjoy your 4th of July, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah, happy 4th of July.
Absolutely.
Have a good one.
You too, sir. Brian Macklin, the winner tonight here in Daytona. An unfortunate situation took place there. Was just an accidental whoopsies and forgot to put the green-white checkers on. Again, those kind of things happen, and obviously it seems like a lot of these drivers understand. You didn't even hear it really brought up, other than I brought it up to Kevin the one time, but mistakes happen. No one's perfect, so go from there, right? So, all right, we take July 4th weekend off, and we go to Atlanta Motor Speedway in 2 weeks. That'll be the first race of the playoffs. I'm going to put the points up, but this is still the points as of the going into the race, and I'm going to go ahead and just kind of talk it out here for you. Obviously, Beasley up is in. Nobody up here fell out. So, Calantoni, by having over a 30-point lead, is in. Doy Woods, I am expecting him to fall out, and I'm expecting Charles Woods, Ron Holyfield, and E.J. O'Rourke will be the other 4 drivers to get in. And unfortunately for Simley, he'll be out there in 20th position. So he should be pretty set now on the points. So it should be, when it's all over with, somewhere in the range of, Falkingham, Mojica, Adams, Coleman, Kevin DeBrown, Chuck Sweeting, Bob Gillenwater, Tommy Ryan, Mike Kelly, Tyler Dalton, Eric Arnold, Jimmy Coleman, Josh Parker, Richard Beasley, Anthony Calantoni, Charles Woods, Ron Holyfield, E.J. O'Rourke. Should be your 18 drivers racing for the championship next week, 2 weeks from now in Atlanta. So looking forward to, as a rapper named Ludacris once said, going to where the players play. Fantastic song, by the way. All right, I'm out. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. Happy 4th of July in advance to those next week, as we'll be off here for Sim500. And appreciate, of course, all the veterans and those who continue to fight for this country, and those that we lost at war. We continue to think about those people. And always remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya!